Alright divers, welcome back to the channel. This is LtBuzzLitebeer and we've got so much to make it through today. From the current major order versus the Illuminate, who have moved once again, over to a new stratagem that just went live in the game. We've also got a John Helldiver sighting. Arrowhead and tacos, don't worry, it will make sense in a moment. Armors being released on PS5, responses to Johan, and a whole lot more. But first, thanks to your awesome support, we smashed through my personal goal of 250,000 channel subscribers by the end of the year, and you guys did it with nearly 2 weeks to spare. And I just sat there yesterday watching the numbers go up and up, saying to myself, these savages are gonna do it. And I've just gotta say, damn, you did it, which from the bottom of my heart was just so awesome to see. Now on to 1 million, right? In case you're new here, please take a moment to hit subscribe. Likes, comments, and shares are greatly appreciated. And don't forget to ring the notifications bell so you never miss one of my future upload alerts. And now, let's get stuck into all the latest from Helldivers. Last night it was Akranar Secundus, today it's Skosh and Brashear. I mean, the Illuminate smash and grab campaign is simply relentless. Now both of these defense campaigns have about 10-ish hours left on them, and from the looks of the Helldiver distributions, it looks like the consensus is that Skosh is the final planet we want to defend to push us to 7 out of 7 completions and a successful end to our first Illuminate Major Order. Now, I've been really trying to put in the work versus the Illuminate, and having these new city biomes, the new enemy types, and even the FRV has really stoked not only my enthusiasm for playing Helldivers, but the player base in general has responded favorably to what has been going on in the game. Also, 2 really quick add-ons to the galactic map. Number 1 is that Skosh has acid rainstorms as the effects modifier, which reduces armor effectiveness for not only you, but our enemies, and the new Killzone armors have acclimated on them for 50% resistance to elementals, including acid. And the final item, number 2, for everyone that is still grinding out medals to unlock items in the current Urban Legends War Bond, today's daily order is to get 100 kills with the autocannon. That's rifle, not the sentry, because that would just be way too easy. Arrowhead is our next topic, and with everything that has happened since the Game Awards, they've been making waves on all fronts. Now, in terms of the game itself, one item that has popped up since the Omens of Tyranny expansion is first-person stutters, and it's common enough that it made it onto the known issues board. Other issues that are showing up are Helldivers getting stuck in the prone position after ragdolling, causing them to literally snake or skate across the ground. And the other is that we are seeing when a player is using the supply backpack, if they resupply a teammate, that player is not receiving stems as part of that resupply. The one side of the Illuminate warp ships is reflecting grenades issue is also here, along with jump packs causing players to ragdoll when landing. Now, I attempted and tested this thing out for myself and found that if I released the boost key before attempting to land, I didn't have that problem. Holding it down until touchdown did reproduce the issue. And so maybe that will work for you jump pack users until Arrowhead gets it properly sorted out. Players who have tried to purchase super credits are also seeing issues because after they purchase them, the credits are not appearing in their accounts. Now, I know there's another step involved to activating those credits in-game using the Steam overlay to draw money from your funds to then purchase the credits, but community support member B Vitamin did acknowledge that they are just simply overwhelmed right now, but they would get to this specific ticket as soon as they could. Moving along, but sticking with Arrowhead, and this particular chapter is now over as Arrowhead released the second page of the Killzone Collab for free to all users yesterday, there are still discussions to be found, including this one clipped on Reddit. Here's what this user says: I grabbed the whole thing because I love Killzone, but the price definitely felt steep, especially since this is only half of it. Would have been nice if it had remained as a war bond like the leaks showed. Now, Johan, the CCO at Arrowhead, did respond to this with, sorry you felt the price was steep, we are looking at all the feedback. The reason we changed it from a war bond was actually because there were concerns that having a higher priced war bond would carry negative sentiment. My honest thoughts on the matter is that a higher priced war bond for the Killzone items would not have ruffled players' feathers if, and this is a pretty big if, there was plenty of communication up front. Now, as expected, there was a ton of responses after Johan's, including a portion of this one I wanted to highlight. Another issue I see is that Arrowhead is trying to solve everything by themselves. Mate, as a game development company, most of your problems have been solved over a decade ago. I recommend you don't try to look for solutions to everything by yourselves. Gaming did not just come into existence last year. As dumb as it may sound, perhaps have some of the people in charge of looking for solutions literally spend a few days watching YouTube explanations on your current problems and pay attention to what has worked and what hasn't and why, and how to avoid any possible future problems based on those decisions, because there will be some. I'd even recommend channels, but at that point, I might start to sound like an AI ad bot. Listen to this next part. Long-term communication and feedback is important. I appreciate you doing that a lot. Many companies pretend to communicate, ignore feedback, and or blame their customers directly for their business decisions not working out. You can see how well that goes for them. I know it's not customers' responsibility to do AH's job, but it's okay not to know. If you're not sure about how we may respond to something, ask us before making a decision where there's a high chance of backlash. To which Johan did reply, wow, that's some thought through stuff. A lot of what you say is what I tell the team. Now, the simple fact is that this past error with the Killzone rollout will not be their last, as Arrowhead is going to mess up again in the future, and it's just something that we've come to accept. They try lots of different things, and many times they tend to feel rushed and unplanned. But it's in times like those that you, the studio, Arrowhead, needs veteran leadership and the ability to speak directly with your fans and your player base in down-to-earth terminology and not in a manner that feels just completely out of context, such as when the game's CEO, Shams Georgiani, responded to the Killzone backlash with, quote, "My nickname on Slack is now inspired by a comment here yesterday calling me scams your money." Again, communication is the key here, lots of it. And at times like this, when the you-know-what is going to hit the fan, Twinbeard's guidance is sorely missed. Now, I don't know what happened with Arrowhead, but not bringing him back as a community manager is a tragic mistake. In fact, I would send this love letter to Arrowhead directly in case anyone over there ever watches this video. Bring back Twinbeard. His skill set is one that the players respected his responses, and that's something that is worth every penny of salary. Things are going to go bad in the future. You are going to make more mistakes, and things are going to get heated once again, and that man is a firefighter of the highest order. Also, one area of expertise that could have assisted Arrowhead, especially with this recent Killzone collaboration, would have been with monetization. Now, this is a truly dicey area, and as gamers, we have seen plenty of franchises slip down that slope. And it looks like Arrowhead is currently looking to hire a product director whose focus will be on player-centric progression and monetization. So based on that, it looks like more monetization is headed for the game, especially if they are actively looking to hire a director whose focus will be on that facet. Also, it looks like that person will need to reside in Stockholm, and related to that fact, we saw Johan request that people rate the business on Google, which is kind of an interesting request, as were some of the replies to that ask. Things like, very democratic place, I love it, and I've heard rumors it smells like E710 after dark. Wow, okay. But at least whoever does get the job there will be eaten good, because downstairs is Rusty Rascals, which I think is a bar, and then the ultimate taco bar. That way, every day is taco day. Also, on another side note, positioned next door to their office building are some huge petroleum tanks, which could have served as inspiration for the in-game designs. I mean, who knows? And finally, we've got some very cool stuff happening with Helldivers right now. First off, there was this epic pic with John Helldiver along with Hideo Kojima both striking their best democracy emote, which got me thinking about a Metal Gear Solid collab and what exactly that might look like. The community is also still asking what the hell is going on with the Democracy Space Station. I mean, that did take us 3 months of grinding to make that happen. What's going on with the dev rework? And by the way, drop me a comment and let me know how you would rework the DSS. Also, for those of you on PlayStation 5, be on the lookout for the rollout of the free TR-117 Alpha Commander armor, as it was set to drop 7 days after the Game Awards, which is today. Also, PC Steam players already have access to it via a separate DLC download. And again, if you are on PS5, let me know if you received it today. And finally, thanks to our heroic victories, the FRV, or Fast Recon Vehicle, is now live and available for purchase in the game for 25,000 rec credits. Items of note here are that 1, it has unlimited call-ins, 2, it has an 8-minute timer, and finally, you can now use it on bug and bot planets as well, and I can't personally wait to squish some bugs with this thing. As always, drop me some feedback about anything Helldivers related, and one topic of interest might be what comes next with the Illuminate. Also, thanks again for your support in helping the channel hit 250,000 subscribers a full 2 weeks ahead of time. I mean, let's just keep it rolling, baby. And with that, remember to hit subscribe and ring that notifications bell so you never miss one of my future upload alerts. All my socials, including links to today's sources, can be found in the video description. The channel is now past 250,000 channel subscribers, with our next goal being a cool 500,000. What do you say? Can we hit it in the next 2 weeks? I think we can. Until the next one, this is LtBuzzLitebeer, signing off.